All right, so here we go. Here's post number 2 on the Health Reconnected community on YouTube. So what we're going to discuss is the second part of the document that we introduced in the first post. This is the part of the document that is an assessment portion. So I created a 5-point physical scoring system and 5-point emotional scoring system that's going to give you a broad idea of where you are within the grand scope of what you're supposed to be accomplishing here. Okay. So what you got to do here is you got to start making the best physical choices you can for your body. You have to treat it like it's this precious thing because it is. It's allowing you to exist and learn this pattern, and you need it to last a while because you can't learn this pattern overnight. You can't just say, "Oh, I get it. It's all about love." No, you have to do it. You have to figure out how to resolve conflict and how to unify and bring everything together. And this is going to challenge a lot of people. And if your body's not feeling well now, as we start to get into these challenges, it's just going to be that much harder. So that's where we're going to start here is with the 5-point scoring system that has to do with how to keep your physical body healthy. Now, this technology is all about deep sleep. So number one should be pretty important here. Consistently getting restorative sleep. Restorative is delta wave sleep. That's deep sleep. That's the only place that healing restoration, improved immune function, improved metabolism, resetting of emotions, and improved memory. It all happens in this phase, restorative sleep. So you have to overcome your defensive biology or you can't get restorative deep sleep. You have to develop kindness. You have to develop patience. If you don't, I mean, there's just consequences, and now you know what causes this, okay? And then again, this is a simulated reality. Everything is connected. Every choice that you make has a consequence that's coming back to you. And this idea of negative and positive, positive is this, bringing people together. Positive is unity. Negative is this, deciding to go your own way and, separating yourself from everybody else. One is negative, one is positive. In order to get deep sleep, you have to be positive. Next one we're going to talk about is the water intake or liquid intake. I strongly recommend that primarily if you're drinking a liquid, it's a good quality water, a filtered water that's been remineralized. Now, we also have to be environmentally responsible in the way we do this. We have to be able to scale up the best strategies. It's not the best strategy if it can't be scaled. Everyone deserves high quality water. Everyone deserves to have access to that. Okay. The next thing is food. So, this is how I need you to start to think about your food choices. When your body breaks down anything, and it can pretty much break down anything, you can put pretty much anything you want in your body food wise, and it's going to do the best job it can to digest it. The problem is this, certain things that you put in your body demand more energy and they create more inflammation. So, for example, for all my meat eaters out there that say, "Oh, I can only eat meat and I have to eat meat all the time." This is why cancer rates are going up because of the amount of inflammation it takes for our bodies to properly digest that substance for protein. There are other proteins out there that your body can digest much easier with less inflammation. That's the approach you want to take when you get your protein intake, okay? Now, just understand, again, this is a simulated experience. There is what's called the optimal diet, and then there's our preference. And this whole thing is about sacrifice. Now, I don't sacrifice taste. I've made a lot of changes in my diet and I eat super clean, super healthy, and very anti-inflammatory for the most part. Am I perfect? No, no one's perfect. But I promise you, I don't eat food that doesn't taste good either. It took me some time to learn how to cook something healthy that tasted as good as the things that I ate that were unhealthy. So this is a process. Not only should your diet be anti-inflammatory, but it should be heavy in all of the vitamins, minerals, and naturally occurring compounds that our body needs to optimally function. And I promise you, we're going to continue to post things that are good for people to eat, good ways to transition out of this. We're going to create communities of people that are going to share what they're doing, share how it's working for them, how they made the conversion. Everyone's going to want to work together to get to these places as soon as possible. And diet is something that you have so much control over. You can instantaneously start making better choices, which is going to help you achieve better everything. All right, so that's the top three. Then the next two. These are going to be confusing for some people too, because a lot of people are confused about how to be healthy physically. How do I know? Because that was my specialty. I helped do a fall prevention program where I worked with seniors exclusively between ages about 85 to 95 and helped them with balance, posture, and pain because they're all connected. When your body gets too tight, it starts to put more pressure on the joints, and then it starts to alter how you stand, and then pretty soon you start to see it. You see people slumping over, you see them shuffling their feet, and this has to do with loss of flexibility. It also has to do with loss of strength. And the strength loss is compounded by the flexibility issue because once your body is no longer at a mechanical advantage, it becomes harder and more exhausting for that person. So, keeping your body in the best posture and the best possible mobility is fundamental. And this has got to be practiced daily. For my clients, the only time they remember to stretch is when they hurt, and by the time you hurt, it's way too late, and now you've got a whole big project in front of you. So stretching routines need to become part of everybody's daily activities. And then the last one is functional exercise. Not the kind of exercise where you go to the gym and you try to, amplify your pecs or, make a certain part of your body stand out because it makes you feel good. This is about keeping your body functionally healthy enough and strong enough that you can do, everyday tasks without being winded and not being able to complete them. I mean, come to our site. We will systematically show you what's best. And then you can look at what's best and you can say, I can't do that yet." And then what we'll say is, "Okay, here are the steps to get to this. Where are you at right now?" Once we know where you are, we'll help you get to where you want to be. Because these five things in the physical side, this is the easiest part of the simulated experience. This is just literally willpower, determination, and figuring out how to put good things in your body and take care of it. That is easy compared to this next part. So the second half here has to do with an emotional score, and there are five here too. And I'm going to briefly go over these, but these emotional awarenesses have to do with how much responsibility do you take for your own choices and what happens to you. Again, this is a simulated reality. So if your life really stinks and things are really hard, it's because your emotional awareness is not expanded. It means that you primarily think about yourself. You rarely think about other people. It means that you blame them when things go wrong. It's not you that's the problem, it's everyone else that needs to change, and that's literally a level 1 is somebody who accepts no responsibility. A level 2 is somebody who accepts a little bit of responsibility, but still places the majority of blame on everybody else. A level 3 emotionally developed person, they're somebody who's willing to do the work if the persons around them will work with them. But if someone doesn't work with them, they give up, throw their hands in the air, and say, "I can't handle you." That's a level 3. Now, a level 3 is the transition zone. So a level 4 is you know that you're probably not going to get people to meet you where you are. You know that they're probably going to get upset and you're not happy about it, but you're going to do it anyway, and it's just a challenge for you. You're at this stage where you go, okay, it would be nice if the people around me were communicating more and cooperating more, but I understand that it's going to take them some time. It took me some time. That's what a level 4 is. And then a level 5 is when you've gotten to the best you can be, which is it doesn't matter what you talk about. You don't react to it. You're willing to help anybody and come back to any relationship in order to try to improve its function because you realize that's what the objective is. And if you don't do it, there are consequences. And there's no sense being upset about it because then you just lose deep sleep. That's what a level 5 is. When you get to level 5 emotional awareness, any person, any conversation topic, and then you also have to be able to strategize on how to help other people. At a level 5, you realize, oh my gosh, I have to help other people get here. One, it's hard to be at a level 5 and look around and see where everybody else is, knowing that everyone is so worried about themselves that they're not thinking about the big picture. Look around. That's what's happening in our world right now. Literally, our weather is destroying us. Our nations are starting to feud, and people are on social media and checking out all the things they like and thinking about the next things they want to buy. I mean, where are we? That tells you emotional awareness has to go up. It's part of the simulated experience. If your emotional awareness doesn't expand to a 5 and you don't become responsible and encourage responsibility in other places, that's literally what you have to do. You don't do it, you fail. Think of it like karma, okay? And what you do, if it hurts other people with your selfish choices, you're going to be forced to experience this again and again in other cognitive simulated realities until you learn your lesson. So, I'm encouraging everyone to learn as much as they can and get as high up as they can within this reality, because if you cross the threshold from 5, 5 is what gets you into a positive reality where everything goes smoothly, everybody gets along. We're in the negative reality where this is exponentially harder, and this is why it's going to be so difficult for us because we've been naughty boys and girls in the past and we are now in what's considered cognitive hell. And I'm here to help break you out of cognitive hell, but you got to have the will to do it and you got to have the determination to do it. And now that you know what this is, I promise you, you have the best opportunity that you've ever had. At the very least, you're going to level up to something much better than you're currently in. And if you really put your mind to it, you're going to see me in that positive reality when you open your eyes again after you die in this one. All right. That's where we're going here. Please take the scoring system and be reasonable, and then just realize this. Deep sleep is how you keep score. If you're getting good deep sleep consistently every night, it means that you're advancing your awareness. Now, this is a Plutonic ratio. It's pretty hard to get more than 50% deep sleep on any given night. It's just a Plutonic ratio that creates this. But that's also the benchmark that you want to reach, because if you're getting close to 50% deep sleep every night, it means that you're passing all of the tests, all of the objectives, and it's forcing you to like rebalance who you are and encourage other people to do the same. That's the answer. So, when you start to monitor your deep sleep, you're going to see where it's at to begin with, and then you're going to want to see that it slowly climbs. And people are going to say this, oh, using smartwatch technology or wearable technology, it's not accurate for deep sleep. Yeah, it's not quite as accurate as doing an EEG. Okay, it's not. It's not anywhere close to it. But I will say this is how they try to understand when it's happening. It's when your heart rate slows down and it's when your body becomes very still. So you're in a restful, peaceful state. And right now I'm averaging 50% or just a little bit better than that on any given night. So what that means is whether they believe I'm in deep sleep or not, or whether we verify this with an EEG, it means that my body is peaceful for half of my sleep. And on average, I get 8 hours. So 4 hours, peace be with me. That's what I want for you. Deep sleep is an internal process and it's connected to these objectives. And fulfill the objective, you get more deep sleep. There's no faking it. And we exist in this collective mind. The simulated reality has got all these individual minds within a collective mind. This collective mind knows everything. You can't outwit it. It is what's feeding you thoughts, and then it's wondering if you're going to chase the thought it feeds you or if you're going to understand what you're supposed to do and not be distracted. It's literally trying to distract you. Just that's the challenge. And it's not doing it for any other reason than that that's just the construct. It doesn't have a vendetta. It's actually trying to empower you. And what we are is we're this interactive, sentient software that can literally learn on the fly. And then when we figure things out, we have the chance to make some small corrections. And those small corrections really result in some huge rewards. Please take this health assessment serious because you'll at least know where you are. And like I said, we're going to develop more and more information on this as we move forward. Appreciate your time. I hope you like number 2.